Hello everyone, it's me here. Today we are going to be doing the biggest dinosaur myth. So let's get into it. We're gonna start off with the most famous dinosaur myth. Dinosaurs were all huge. This is not true. Dinosaurs came in all shapes and sizes just like today's birds and reptiles. It's just that many of the dinosaurs we know about are huge because we find their bones more often than smaller ones. For example, we haven't found many small theropods in Canada because they have been picked over by fossil collectors and paleontologists. But in places like Argentina, where there are fewer fossils, we tend to find more small theropods. Also, some of the largest dinosaurs were actually very rare animals. This means that we haven't found that many of them. But when we do, people go crazy because they are so big. For example, we have only found 2 Argentinosaurus skeletons. Dinosaurs were cold-blooded. Now this is another popular myth. Many scientists think that dinosaurs were actually warm-blooded. They believe that dinosaurs had higher metabolisms than other reptiles. This would mean that they could grow bigger because if dinosaurs were cold-blooded, then the larger they got, the harder it would be for them to keep themselves warm. You see, if you're small and cold-blooded, you can easily heat up in the sun. But if you're the size of an elephant and cold-blooded, then you need a ton of sunlight to heat yourself up. Warm-blooded animals generate their own heat. This means that they don't need to rely on the environment to heat them up. Because of this, warm-blooded animals can be active at night and during the winter, and they can live in many different environments. Scientists think that dinosaurs were warm-blooded for 2 reasons. 1, many dinosaurs are related to birds. Birds are warm-blooded, so dinosaurs probably were too. And 2, if dinosaurs were cold-blooded, then they would need to lay eggs very often because being cold-blooded means that you have a slower metabolism. And if you have a slower metabolism, then you can't carry around as much egg yolk inside your body. Egg yolk provides nutrients for the growing baby inside the egg. This means that if dinosaurs were cold-blooded, they would need to lay lots of eggs. But we don't see any evidence of this in the fossil record. All dinosaurs went extinct 66 million years ago. That's not true either. You see, 66 million years ago was when a giant asteroid slammed into the Earth. This caused mass extinctions all over the world, including the extinction of the dinosaurs. However, not all dinosaurs died out at this time. For example, there was a group of small theropod dinosaurs called the Maniraptors who lived on the island of Longea. These dinosaurs evolved after the asteroid impact, and they survived until about 65 million years ago. That's only 1 million years. But how did these dinosaurs manage to survive for so long? Well, they were small, agile, and quick. This meant that they could run away from predators or sneak up on prey. Dinosaurs roamed Antarctica. This one might surprise you, but it's true. During the early Jurassic, Antarctica was covered in forests and it was much warmer than it is today. Because of this, many types of dinosaurs could roam the continent. These include the herbivorous Cryolophosaurus and the ferocious predator, Megaraptor. But wait, if Antarctica was covered in forests, why is it now an icy desert? Well, over the next few million years, the supercontinent Pangaea began to break apart. As Antarctica moved south, it became colder and colder. Eventually, it was too cold for forests to grow, which led to the extinction of many native Antarctic species. Humans and dinosaurs lived at the same time. Okay, class, put your books down. You can go home now. No, just kidding. You must stay. Humans and dinosaurs didn't live at the same time. The dinosaurs went extinct about 66 million years ago. But humans didn't appear until about 300,000. That's 65.7 million years apart. Wait a second, aren't humans related to dinosaurs? Yes, but that doesn't mean we lived at the same time. Humans are related to theropod dinosaurs, specifically a group called the Maniraptora. These are the same dinosaurs that were ancestors to modern birds. About 145 million years ago, one of these Maniraptorines, Velociraptor, walked across the Gobi Desert. It didn't know it at the time, but this walk would change the course of history forever. See, velociraptors laid eggs, and one of these eggs was slightly crushed by a passing oviraptor. This oviraptor was incubating its own clutch of eggs, but it didn't care about the velociraptor's eggs. Oviraptor only cared about itself. This changed the genetic makeup of the velociraptor population. Because the velociraptors that hatched from the other eggs had slightly different DNA than normal. This made the velociraptors smarter, allowing them to create tools and hunt in groups. Some velociraptors even learned to speak, leading to the creation of human society. Okay, I'm just kidding. But seriously, humans and dinosaurs didn't live at the same time. Dinosaurs had feathers. Okay, this one isn't really a myth, but a misconception. Not all dinosaurs had feathers, but some of them did. We know this because we've found fossils with preserved feathers. But wait, if dinosaurs had feathers, why aren't there more feather fossils? Well, feathers are made of keratin, the same thing that makes our nails and hair. Unfortunately, keratin doesn't preserve in the fossil record. If a dinosaur had feathers, those feathers would have been lost to time. So the only dinosaurs we find with feathers are the ones that had them preserved in amber or in rock. But here's the question. If some dinosaurs had feathers, why didn't they evolve into birds? Well, that's a complicated question. Scientists are still working to figure it out. But one theory is that birds evolved from feathered dinosaurs while others were evolving into birds. They were outcompeted by modern birds. Because of this, most feathered dinosaurs went extinct 66 million years ago. Only the ancestors of modern birds survived. Dinosaurs were slow. This myth has been around since the first dinosaur was discovered. People thought that dinosaurs were like crocodiles and turtles. They were slow-moving reptiles. But recent studies have shown that many dinosaurs were actually very fast. We know this because we've studied their footprints. We've also found fossils of dinosaurs running from predators. For example, we've found a fossil of a triceratops running away from a Tyrannosaurus rex. It looks like it took the whole herd down with it. So clearly it was trying to run away. One of the fastest dinosaurs was probably the Gallimimus. This ostrich-like dinosaur could run at speeds of up to 60 kilometers an hour. That's about 40 miles per hour. Dinosaurs couldn't jump. This one is a bit silly, but it's not entirely true. You see, many dinosaurs were not built for jumping. They had short legs and long bodies, which isn't great for jumping. But there was one group of dinosaurs that was built for jumping. These dinosaurs were called sauropods. They were very large, but they were also very agile. They could jump about 3 meters in the air and about 9 meters long. That's about 10 feet in the air and 30 feet long. Dinosaurs didn't live in Europe. Once again, this is not true. Dinosaurs lived all over the world. For example, we've found fossils in England, France, Germany, Spain, and Italy. Some of the most famous dinosaurs come from Europe, like Archaeopteryx and Stegosaurus. Dinosaurs had huge arms. This one is kind of true, kind of false. You see, many theropod dinosaurs had small arms. But there was one theropod that had abnormally large arms. This dinosaur was the Brachiosaurus. It was very tall, and it used its long arms to reach high plants that no other herbivore could reach. And finally, it's time for the last dinosaur myth. All dinosaur species are known. Once again, this is not true. There are thousands of dinosaur fossils out there waiting to be discovered. In fact, every year paleontologists find new species of dinosaurs. Who knows? Maybe one day you will find a new species of dinosaur. So, there you have it. The top 10 biggest dinosaur myths. Which one surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. Also, thank you for 100,000 subscribers. It's amazing. Okay, class dismissed.